Welcome, it's KrayZee here. Miraculous Ladybug, one of the oldest fandoms I've been involved with besides Five Nights at Freddy's and my small phase of Bendy and the Ink Machine. A show I found scrolling on Netflix, heard about how stupid it was, and decided to watch it with my friend so we could poke fun at it. Awkwardly enough, after the first episode, my friend said to me, "That was so cringe." I looked at her with shame in my eyes. Wanna watch another? I grew to love this show. The concept, the characters, the animation, and what was to come. The potential was limitless. The amount of awesome things they could do were unstoppable. I couldn't wait to see where it would go. Yeah, no. By the 4th season, I gave up on it. Very disappointed by my experience. I shouldn't feel this empty. I have stayed updated with what happened. I know how season 5 ends, but I don't have the desire to watch the show anymore because of how many times it disappointed me. I want to go over my whys. Why did I love it? Why was I disappointed? And why I still update myself about the show. First off, the majority of the things I say are opinions. If you love the show with every fiber of your being, I love that for you. Honestly, I still do, just not as a viewer. Secondly, yes, it is a children's show. And yes, I am in my 20s. There is something about Miraculous that brings a lot of adults to it. Have you seen the My Little Pony fandom? Most are adults. The show is for kids, but is entertaining for all audiences. Same situation with Miraculous. With what I've seen, My Little Pony is better written. I also love Bluey, a beautiful show made for kids, but so well written that adults can enjoy it with their children. I think that's great. Just because the show or movie is made specifically for kids in mind does not mean your eyeballs can't watch it and you can enjoy it too. We all used to be kids once. Why get rid of that childlike joy? Anyway, let's dive in. Warning, spoilers ahead. Let's get started from the beginning. Miraculous, The Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir is a French animated show about teenage superheroes fighting for their city. Easy enough concept. Created by Thomas Astruc and developed by Jeremy Zag, the show became significantly popular after being broadcasted in 2015. The series takes place in Paris, where our two main characters live. Marinette Dupenchang, just a normal girl with a normal life, and Adrienne Agreste, a teenage model. When evil takes place, they transform into their superhero forms, Ladybug and Cat Noir. Why is the show called Miraculous? Well, because of their magical jewels, they use a transform called Miraculouses. They fight the main villain, Hawkmoth, who wants their Miraculouses for himself. Nobody knows each other's identity, which made watching it really fun. For me, as someone who isn't the biggest fan of superhero stuff, that wasn't why I watched the show. It was the romance. It's romantic, but with an interesting twist. Both these young teens struggle with their feelings for one another. However, it's not what you think. Marinette is in love with Adrienne, the model, but not Cat Noir, her superhero partner. And Adrienne, that dense little guy, is in love with Ladybug, but not that freak, Marinette. Ooh, the drama. I loved this. It's the best part until it was dragged on for way too long and had no fun development. This plot goes on forever until feelings switch finally in season 4. I don't know why he turns to Marinette besides Ladybug being a jerk. They made Marinette unbearable as a character, so her getting the love interest didn't feel earned to me. Okay, so why did I love this show? Number 1, the romance concept. This is what kept me watching for so long. Them not knowing each other's identities and loving one side of the person is so good. Marinette is a shy, clumsy girl. She makes a fool out of herself every chance that she gets. When she has the Miraculous, she is confident, smart, and a good fighter. She doesn't have the burden of her clumsy self. She gets to be the version of herself that she has always dreamed to be. Adrienne is a sheltered rich kid, a model in his father's industry. He has to follow intense rules and be somebody everyone else wants. He has an image, and it must stay that way. He can't be what he desires. Free. He can't do what he wants. He can't be himself. He has to always be Mr. Perfect Model. When he is Cat Noir, he comes out of his shell. He feels free. He's sarcastic, makes jokes 24/7, and he's confident. Nothing is holding him back. He gets to be something besides his father's perfect son. He gets to be a hero. I love him. So with those dynamics, the romance part becomes even more enjoyable. Adrian loves the confidence Ladybug has, which Marinette lacks. Marinette loves the seemingly perfect boy, which Cat Noir isn't. This leads to my favorite ship in the whole fandom. Maricat. Marinette x Cat Noir. Anytime those two interacted, I felt like it was my purpose of living. They can't stand one another at first, but something keeps them wanting more. My favorite thing about this pairing is that they learn to love the other side of the person. That was my dream. Them to love both sides and then have a most powerful reveal. They eventually do this, but it felt more like fan service than the plot expanding. And it also didn't last very long. Number 2, the potential. The potential the show has is crazy. With such a simple plot, they could do so much good with it. I was thrilled to see how they would take the story, hoping to see what I had in mind. One concept that I was so excited for was Hawkmoth and Cat Noir, the father-son dynamic. I wanted to see a soft spot in Gabriel so bad. Just a little empathy realizing he's fighting his son. Trying to bring back his wife, he's fighting the last bit of her that he has. Adrian learning the truth could lead to so much angst, and I wanted that so bad. But sadly, it's just a kid's show, and they beat around the bush. A lot for darker themes. Understandable, I guess, just disappointing. They do get darker at moments in season 5, apparently, but to me, it just doesn't feel worth it. The movie that came out recently did a great job with Gabriel, in my opinion. I wish the show would do something similar, but no. Now Adrian's an orphan. Let's just say, while the show was disappointing me left and right, fan fictions was where I went. When the fans write better than you, there's a problem. There are so many fan theories and stories that could add so much depth. But of course that wouldn't happen, except Chat Blanc. I swear, they read fan fictions and brought that to fruition. Number 3, the characters. First 2 seasons. The characters were so good. Marinette is a little but not terrible. Really good chemistry with other characters. I loved Chloe and her development they were going with. Sadly, they killed that for no reason. That was a huge letdown. But the vibe of the show in the beginning was so enjoyable, bright, and relatable to teens. The 5 heroes in season 2 was such a fun idea. Not too crazy, just a small amount of some extra support for the main 2, especially Chloe. Getting her chance to be a good person was entertaining. But once again, Thomas Astruc ruined the process. He hates her or something. Not like I was craving some sort of character development or anything in this show. I will say, season 2 was my favorite out of all of them. It was truly the peak of the show. They had some good ideas and fun developments for the lovable characters. Cat Noir is a huge reason I stayed. He has a big place in my heart. Then the show started putting him on the back burner, and that was so frustrating. Number 4, animation. In the beginning, the show's animation was pretty decent. It had its quirks, but something about the look and style drew my attention. It was specifically the animation studio SAMG Entertainment, or SAMG Entertainment, a South Korean animation studio. They animated all of season 1, a bit of season 2, and way less every other season. I could tell when it was them, and I can tell when it wasn't. I thank them for also keeping me interested in the show for so long. I see the new animation for season 6, and honestly, I think it looks quite nice. A lot of hate coming at it, I understand, but it's way better than the past 3 seasons. Adrian looks bad though. They can never do my boy right. Okay, now why was I disappointed and gave up? Here we go. Number 1, Marinette. I can't stand her. Sorry, I just can't. She got worse every season. First season she was quirky, cliche, and a bit odd. Second season was pretty similar. Third and fourth sometimes made me pause episodes from embarrassment, and not in an enjoyable, progressive way. The statue scene will forever haunt my mind.
Wow, it looks so real. The wax is nearly as hot as skin. It even smells exactly like him. and molded together in the plaster of destiny. Wax lips against wax lips.
She is annoying, obsessive, and creepy, and we are stuck with this as our protagonist? Why not the sheltered model boy who finally gets to experience life outside his miserable home and his evil villain father? But no, we get Baker's stalker girl. Cool. Fine. Maybe at the beginning it was kind of funny, tee-hee. But that is all she does. That is Marinette's character. She is obsessed with Adrien and it's weird. Then uses her powers to enter his home and sniff his pillow.
Adrien sinned.
Okay, freak. Chill. Even in season 6, she has him as hers and still stalks him and is obsessive. Like, please stop making this her personality. Why? Put the binoculars down and be normal for 5 seconds. She could be so much more, but no. When it seems like she'll change and improve like an actually interesting character, all the development goes down the drain and she starts over. This is a good example of the show's writing. That's why it's still going. They redo things over and over again and it gets really old. Marinette is frustrating. She is probably the biggest reason I stopped watching this show. This is being shown to children. And they beat around the bush about adult themes, but make obsessive and stalking behavior a funny and frequent occurrence from the main character, who kids are supposed to look up to? Yeah, no thanks. Also, Ladybug is a different situation. I like her more. However, instead of being the confident, smart, working woman she was, she turns cocky and rude, specifically towards Cat Noir. It rubbed me the wrong way. Also, nothing wrong with girl power, I'm just sick of it. As a female, I don't want girl power shoved in my face. She don't need no man. But her brain wrinkles have Adrien in every crevice. Soon enough, instead of Miraculous, the tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, it becomes the tales of Ladybug. Cat Noir gets pushed aside and is useless next to her in later seasons, specifically 3 and 4. I am not a fan of 3 and 4. I should probably move on. Number 2, the writing. I've mentioned a lot about the writing. The writing is something else. It's frustrating because you can tell that they can do so much good with it, but then it falls flat. Character writing is probably the worst, obviously. Not just for Marinette, but Chloe, Adrien, and even Hawkmoth. I've talked about Marinette enough. Chloe I mentioned before. She is the mean girl of the school. She's basically Marinette's first antagonist. However, her character seemed more than that. They began to develop her in season 2, give her emotions, desires, and improvement. She gets to be a hero, help people, fight against villains, and her own emotions. She gets sentimental with her teacher, feeling a sense of love she lacks receiving. I really liked where they were going with this. Then they put gasoline on it and threw a match on top. Like, for no reason besides she sucks. I was not the only one disappointed by that decision. Adrien's character has so much to offer, but they put him on the back burner. Like, sometimes he wouldn't even show up more than 30 seconds. Even Cat Noir isn't needed anymore. They have like 500 teenagers now with powers. Who needs Mr. Destruction Boy? The only thing he'd do in some episodes is Cataclysm the akumatized object, and that would be it. Ladybug has stepped on an akumatized object before and it broke just fine. Like, they ran out of ways to get him involved. This was the turning point for me because he was all I had left with watching the show. I noticed recently he has other powers in season 6 now. Finally. Hope they're using them. Then Hawkmoth. He was kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie. It made him kind of lovable though. They gave him emotions. There were moments where he would show concern for his son like the father he's supposed to be. But then Cat Blanc comes out. This episode shows that even if a reveal happened, he would abuse his son to the point of using him like a baseball and hitting him across Paris into the Eiffel Tower. Are you for real? What happened? What happened to his character? That's all he has left of his wife. I mean, maybe there's a way to make this work. He loses his mind to the point of desperation to get his wife back. However, how the show did it felt wrong and out of character. Maybe that's just me. He officially became that terrible guy and never really improved. Missed opportunity, in my opinion. Another writing problem is story ideas and villains. It's like they gave up making new characters for a while, season 3 and 4. The amount of times they reused the same villains over and over again got so old. Oh look, Julika got akumatized as Reflecta again. Wow. Just repetitive writing and lack of progression to sum up my problem with the writing. Number 3. Animation. When SAMG left, I was actually so devastated.
Hi. You making daddy feel bad. You crying at me.
No offense to DQ Entertainment, but their animation hurt me. As an animation nerd and lover, it made it hard to watch sometimes. If the writing was really good, I'd let it slide, you know, but everything is just bad. So a really painful watch sometimes. Assemblage, another animation studio that started animating for Miraculous, was alright. Nothing terrible. I preferred them over DQ. There was another one called Symbiosis Studio. They animated 3 episodes and got fired. They weren't great either. You know what's bad when you can identify which studio is animating what episode by the looks. Consistency would be nice. I get it. Budget is hard. That's understandable. Just as a viewer, it was kind of frustrating. Now, with the new animation for season 6, with what I have seen, it's actually pretty. I like the majority of the character designs of everyone, besides Adrian. He isn't the worst thing. He just looks like a baby girl and is wearing the same exact outfit as before. I am sick of that outfit. He was a model. Come on. I am sad that the original models of the characters are gone, but the majority of them still look like the same characters, just a little older, besides baby girl Adrian. Cat Noir, on the other hand, looks beautiful. They did him so well. Finally, a little bit of justice for my boy. Now, finally, why have I continued to update myself with this show? Honestly, it just happens. Like, the internet just knows that I used to love the show and will update me or show me updates and what has happened. I love the characters. Like, I genuinely love them so much. I enjoyed them. I loved drawing fan art. I like looking to see if anything has improved. I have not watched season 5 and I have not watched season 6. Maybe they're better. Do you think I should watch them? Should I give them a chance? Is it good? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thanks for sticking around. Hope it wasn't too crazy for you. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.